Good evening. My call is a bit slow, so I think it has started. So, good evening. Welcome to this space, whether you are watching live on replay. Apologies if you can hear my dogs barking. I think there's maybe a cat or something outside, which I guess maybe in a way blends in into the energy of the new moon tonight. To be honest, I completely forgot about it. However, I have been feeling, if you have been feeling some energy shifts and things have been a little bit, whether slow, whether a bit unknown, whether just ups and downs, it can happen around this time. So I thought tonight we might explore that a little bit by welcoming the unfamiliar and welcoming the change, and maybe inviting your own intention in towards that new moon cycle. So we can look at it as that the moon is not visible to us. However, it's almost like a blank canvas. And the belief is that, with that, the dark side of it, it's an opportunity for us to let go of things that don't serve. And at the same time, is an opportunity to welcome the new beginnings, new intentions. So if there is anything in particular that you would like to bring into the practice today, I invite you to bring it in. That would be the times throughout the practice when I will be bringing you towards maybe the focus on it. If nothing comes up at the moment as yet, that's completely okay. So we are going to tune in first just by making any adjustments to your posture, whether you are seated, whether you are lying down, just in case if you are standing. I would suggest to sit down now, just in case if you decide to close your eyes. Just to take a moment to check that you have all the support, whether it's elevation of the hips if you are sitting down, so perhaps on a chair, if you're sitting on the ground, maybe a cushion, have support for your back if needed. And sometimes that energetics of the new moon, the new beginning, if we think about it, it's a blank canvas. Sometimes it might feel like there is nothing to kind of connect towards. So I invite you right now to bring that sense of connection by grounding through your feet. So it's a really wonderful opportunity to really feel the connection of your feet towards the ground, or if you're lying down on a bed, and feel that support underneath you. Maybe if it feels comfortable, spread the toes, maybe wiggle them a little. You might want to shift the weight a little bit between the feet, between the soles of the feet towards the toes, between the sides. So really fully feel that connection of the feet towards the ground or support underneath. And know that that sense of connection is always there for you to return to, not just throughout the practice, but even anytime throughout any day. Whenever we feel a little bit kind of up in the air, you can use that sense of grounding to land back into your present moment, as well as connecting perhaps to your intention. And if there are any changes, any movements that might feel comfortable to do right now, it's especially if it's the end of the day, or whether you're perhaps just taking a moment right now to connect to your body, notice how it feels. Just apply the gentle curiosity on noticing without labeling any sensations in the body. And knowing that opportunity to adjust, to make a gentle change, is always there. And starting to bring your attention more inwards. Just having that intention to bring it towards your breath, to notice your breath, but allowing it to gently, gradually go towards it. So, for tonight's practice, whenever maybe you start to get a little bit up in the air, I just invite you to either use that sensation of the grounding through your feet or perhaps noticing your breath. And if there's something in particular already on your mind that you would like to send an intention towards your practice as well as that new moon cycle, I invite you to say that to yourself quietly in your mind. And if there is nothing that comes to mind, perhaps you may use one of those. Maybe you could say that I am welcoming the change, or I'm welcoming the new energy, or I'm growing. So anything that speaks to you, or if perhaps you already have an intention you want to bring in. If you have repeated to yourself quietly, maybe also notice now how those inner words, they sort of dissolve into your presence, into your breath. Let this be just a gentle symbol of how things do not necessarily need to be visible, concrete, and present for the things to happen and for the change to happen. And for tonight's practice, if it feels comfortable for you, you're always welcome to just return to presence through those either sensations of the feet touching the ground or breathing deeply. If you'd like to add a little bit of visualization, I invite you to imagine that perhaps you are in your favorite place of nature, or maybe even in the comfort of your home, sitting outside. And imagine gazing at the sky. And if I know sometimes the visual might not be necessarily something that you can work with at the moment, you can just imagine the feeling and sensation of peacefulness and observing the world around you, or perhaps still being outside, but not necessarily what you see or how you feel if you are looking at the night stars, at the night sky. Just take a moment if that's whatever feels comfortable, whatever comes up, without judgment. Just observe if perhaps there is any visuals that you can see, the color of the sky, stars if there are any. Maybe if it's not visual, this could be the sensation of cool air brushing against the skin. Maybe the smells of spring flowers or the rustling of the autumn leaves if you are in the northern hemisphere. And because it's a new moon, so there is no moon visible. However, the sense of it's been there is with you. So we can think about that new moon being almost a blank piece of paper or a canvas that's not yet to be revealed. So I just invite you to imagine that perhaps you can see that moon behind the veil, or maybe you can just connect to that through the senses. And I invite you to bring that intention that you had set earlier, bring it forward. And see if you would like to connect it to that sense of new moon being a blank canvas. So maybe this could be the images of what this intention, what this new beginning might look like. Or maybe what it's gonna feel like if this intention comes true. Without making any decisions or plans, just connecting to that either vision or sensation. Notice if there are any particular details that stand out. If it's a visual, maybe you can see particular colors, an object, a person. If it's a sensation, maybe again you can feel the environment around you once that intention is real. Or maybe you can attach to a feeling or sensation as a gentle anchor. Just like an artist creating their painting or a sculpture or any other sort of art, or perhaps it's a chef cooking. So imagine that with each breath you're adding more and more connectedness, more and more your own energetic connection towards that vision or sensation. At any point, if you feel like you have completed that creation, that creative process, at this point, it doesn't have to be final. Just invite you to use the breath as an opportunity to connect. Connect and observe. Observe that vision. Observe that sensation. Perhaps starting to get a sense more and more of yourself. Yourself with this intention materializing. Would anything change in the way you feel, your posture, the facial expression? Imagine that with each breath you're getting more and more connected on a sensory level. Whether it's vision, whether it's smell, whether it's sounds or touch. Starting to feel more and more as a version of you once that intention is already here. Almost imagining that you are breathing in that intention and letting it settle in your body on a cellular level, connected more and more to that version of you, taking action towards that intention. And I just invite you to take another couple of breaths to feel that connection. And maybe imagine that whether it's a visual, whether it's a sensation, but imagine placing that maybe an imprint or sensation from this practice, from this creation of your intention, and place it anywhere within you, whether it's could be in the body, could be in your mind. Imagine that there is a special place that you always have access towards, that you can check in with that intention, and knowing that it's safely there for you. And as you take another next deep breath in, maybe make it as deep as possible, maybe the deepest one that you have taken today. Allow yourself to fully exhale, maybe the longest exhale, maybe even with a sigh. With that long exhalation, maybe feel how that energetics of the new moon, the new beginnings, is spreading out throughout the whole body. So as you perhaps start to gently move, you can feel that new energy within you. Let's take a moment to reconnect once again to the feet touching the ground or the support underneath. Stretch through the toes once again, maybe even stretch through the fingers. Imagine that's just like gloves you're trying to fit in into that expansion that you have just created, absorbing that energetics of the new moon and the new beginnings. And make any other adjustments. Imagine again that you're trying to, as if that aura, almost an aura of that new energy that you can just place it within on you or step into it and fully stretch into it, fully connect. So those gentle stretches right now symbolize the realignment of your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your energetic body. And when you're ready, if you'd like, you can of course always stay a bit longer. If it's comfortable for you to open your eyes and you're ready to finish the practice, open your eyes. But whether you are staying a little bit longer or finishing with me, I invite you to gently acknowledge yourself for this practice. Acknowledge yourself for being here, for looking after yourself, and for honoring your new intention. And I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Have a fantastic rest of the week as well. Namaste.